Chapter 1. Family. James Watt was born on January 19, 1736, in Greenock. His great-grandfather, a stern Covenanter, was killed at Bridge of Dee, on September 12, 1644, in one of the battles which Graham of Claverhouse fought against the Scotch. He was a farmer in Aberdeenshire, and upon his death, the family was driven out of its homestead and forced to leave the district. Watt's grandfather, Thomas Watt, was born in 1642 and found his way to Crowlandsdix, then adjoining and now a part of Greenock. There he founded a school of mathematics and taught navigation to the fishermen and seamen of Hay locality. He was a man of decided ability and great natural shrewdness, and very soon began to climb the ladder of success. The landlord of the district appointed him his Baron Bailey, an office which then had important judicial functions. He rose to high position in the town, being a by and an elder. He was highly respected and honored. He subsequently purchased a home in Greenock and settled there, becoming one of its first citizens before his death. He had established a considerable business in odds and ends, such as repairing and provisioning ships, repairing instruments of navigation, compasses, quadrants, etc. The sturdy son of a sturdy Covenanter, Thomas refused to take the test in favor of prelacy, 1683, and was therefore proclaimed to be a disorderly schoolmaster, officiating contrary to law. He continued to teach, however, and a few years later the Kirk Session of Greenock, notwithstanding his contumacy, found him blameless in life and conversation. Thereafter, he was appointed as an elder, which required him to overlook not only religious observances, but the manners and morals of the people. One of the most important of these duties was to provide for the education of the young in pursuance of that invaluable injunction of John Knox, that no father, of what estate or condition that ever he may be, use his children at his own fantasy, especially in their youthhood, but all must be compelled to bring up their children in learning and virtue. This gave the doctrine of compulsory education for all the people, the secret of Scotland's progress great, as was the service that Knox rendered in the field ecclesiastical. Probably what he did for the cause of public education excels it. The man, who proclaimed that he would never rest until there was a public school in every parish in Scotland, must stand for all time as one of the foremost of her benefactors. The very year after Parliament passed the Act of 1696, which at last fulfilled Knox's aspiration, and during the eldership of Watt's grandfather, Greenock made prompt provision for her parish school, in which it can be said that the old teacher of mathematics did not fail to take a prominent part. Thomas Watt's son, the father of the great inventor, followed in his father's footsteps as a shipwright, contractor, provider, etc. After his father's death, he too became famous for his skill in the making of the most delicate instruments. He built shops at the back of his house. Soon, he grew so popular for his work that he was able to keep a number of men at work. Like his father, he became a man of position and influence in the community and was universally esteemed. Prosperity attended him until after the birth of his famous son. The loss of a valuable ship, succeeded by other misfortunes, swept away most of the considerable sum which he had made. Consequently, he had to resolve that James would have to be taught a trade, instead of succeeding to the business, as had been his earlier intentions. The three generations of the Watts, great-grandfather, grandfather and father, were all able and successful men, whose careers were marked by steady progress. They were men of unblemished character, they were kind and considerate, too. 10. Agnes Muirhead, Watt's mother, was a descendant of the Muirheads of Lachop. During the early years, she played a significant role in Watt's education. Chapter 1 ends. Thank you.